The new specialists. The new specialists. We're the team.
It's called Tough Man. Two guys put on the gloves, get in the ring, and then slug it out to see who is the toughest. Today, with $1,000 going to the winner, we are going to find out exactly who is the toughest man in the state of Minnesota.
From the Met Sports Center in Bloomington, KSTP Sports presents the Minnesota Tough Man Championships. And now, with all of today's Tough Man action, here are Larry Burnett and Jesse the Body Ventura.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Met Center in Bloomington, Minnesota. We are here for Tough Man action. Now, we did not say Tough Man boxing action because what you are going to see here in this program is not necessarily boxing. You'll see a lot of brawling. You'll see some blood. Boxing, I'm not sure you will see. It's going to be interesting, though. We have several fighters here battling for a right to get into the semifinals, hopefully to get into the finals of this Tough Man competition. The winners in the heavyweight division and the super heavyweight division won $1,000, and they also win an opportunity to go to the national championship Tough Man next March in North Carolina. The toughest man we can find in the Twin Cities is here to call the color commentary for us, Jesse Ventura. And Jesse, we are looking for some exciting action here, as you can tell from the fans behind us.
Well, Larry, I definitely think we're going to see some action here tonight. We may not see classical boxing. We may not see a Muhammad Ali or a Sugar Ray Leonard. We may not see a Jesse the Body up in the ring. But we're definitely going to see a lot of leather fly tonight. There's some big, hefty boys here. There's some lighter guys that look like they can fight a little bit, but we'll definitely find out before the night's over who the toughest turkey is in the turkey state of Minnesota, Jack.
Well, we're talking about Tough Man action, and you got the tough commentary from Jesse. As we said, this is not boxing. These are amateur fighters. All of them are from Minnesota, all of them trying to earn the title of the toughest man in Minnesota. But it is not boxing. There is a difference, so let's take a look.
At first glance, Tough Man and boxing look quite a bit alike. But on closer examination, we'll show you that there are some basic differences. Number one, glove size. 16-ounce gloves are used in all Tough Man competition, compared to 10-ounce gloves in amateur boxing and either 8 or 10-ounce gloves in the pro ranks. Number two, the rounds. In Tough Man, each round lasts a minute and a half, 90 seconds. The maximum is 3 rounds. In amateur boxing, they can go 3 rounds of 3 minutes each. And in the pros, the rounds are 3 minutes apiece, with anywhere from 4 to 15 rounds, depending on the fight. Number 3, equipment. Headgear, groin protectors, and mouth guards are mandatory in Tough Man as well as amateur boxing. But in pro boxing, only the mouth guard and groin protector are required. Some added health precautions are also required of Tough Man. Each fighter must go through a complete physical examination before each and every bout. If the fighter doesn't meet certain health standards, the doctors do not allow him in the ring. In addition, paramedics as well as 2 doctors are at ringside for each of the bouts. If a fighter goes down hard, the paramedics and doctors check him over thoroughly before allowing him to get up. So as you can see, Tough Man and boxing are not exactly the same thing. And you'll see further proof of that as the day goes on. Despite the differences, though, one thing is for sure. There will be no shortage of action here at Met Center today. We are just moments away from the first action. The fighters are about to parade around the ring, and we'll be back with bout number 1 of this Tough Man contest right after this timeout. Stay with us.
The Water Bedroom announces their inventory reduction sale. In a very short period of time, we must sell $250,000 worth of our existing inventory to make room for new stock arriving daily. During this special sale, everything in all departments will be on sale, including all waterbeds, bedroom furniture, accessories, and bedding. The Water Bedroom will also have many floor model waterbeds to choose from, all at closeout prices. But you have to hurry. The inventory reduction sale ends Monday, November 14th at 9 p.m. The Water Bedroom Superstores in Bloomington, Crystal, Roseville, and Fridley.
I'm Bob Stafford, a Mako Auto Body Center owner. With inflation running wild, why spend $8,000 or $10,000 on a new car when for a few $100s you can add life and beauty to your present car? Now, during Mako's chain-wide winter sale, we'll change your car from this drab, dull look to this great new look with our supreme paint job, the very best Mako offers, and at half its regular price. That's right, half price if you act now.
The Mako Supreme Paint Job, regularly $359.95 for only $180.
Mako, 6 Twin City locations. Offer ends December 16th, 83.
Well, we're back at Met Center in Bloomington. Larry Burnett along with Jesse the Bod Ventura. And Jesse, the crowd is here expecting some action. And from what we saw last night in the preliminary rounds and from talking to some of the fighters prior to tonight's action, I think they're going to get their money's worth.
I think definitely they're going to get their money's worth. These guys come out here and they swat. They may not have the classic boxing style. You might not see a Sugar Ray Leonard. You're not going to see a Muhammad Ali. But you're going to see plenty of guts and a lot of swinging.
Now, here's how it works. They don't know who they're going to fight. They don't know when they're going to fight. And the only time they know is when they hear it over the PA. So we'll tune in and find out what they're finding out at the same time. Art Dorr calling it from the ringside.
Mr. Jerry Tesh, come on down.
Okay, there's your first fighter. That's Jerry Tesh of McLean, Minnesota. Probably the freshest talent in this competition because he got a bye last night. Weighs 23. He's about 5'10", 190. And he's in this for his first chance. Others have gotten the leather in the face before. He has not as yet. And his competitor, the man you see coming over the boards, Francis Phillips of Minneapolis, 22 years old. He lost by a split decision in the preliminary rounds of this competition, but because of some injuries and some changes, he is given another chance to come back. And as we see so often in sports, a player sometimes gets a chance to come back and gets that second chance, and they make the most of it. So we'll see what Francis Phillips does. There he is. Good shot of it.
Definitely, definitely. They, both these two young guys don't look in too bad a shape from what I can see right now. They both look like they're in pretty fair condition. Of course, only time will tell, Larry. They're using 16-ounce gloves. Now, maybe I can explain a little to the people. A 16-ounce glove will knock you out a lot easier than an 8 to 10-ounce glove will, but it will not cut you like a lighter glove will. But they also get very heavy because that's a pound on each hand.
They do. Think about that. Just standing out there with your arms outstretched with a pound of weight in each hand. And these guys are punching, many of them not used to having the gloves on at all.
Definitely.
And it does get to you. You talked about people being in condition. We'll see some fighters a little bit later on in the night that do not look in condition at all, but some of them pretty good fighters. All right, just about ready for action. As we told you earlier, we'll have three. At maximum, we'll have 3 90-second rounds.
And I'd like to, you know, I think the people should know on this, keep your eyes open because these punches can come from any direction, any angle, and sometimes they'll land and somebody will get tagged and down they go before you know it.
And in particular, keep your eyes open for the first 30 to 40 seconds of the first round because that's when they seem to come out storming, and that's when the leather really flies.
Here's my favorite part of the fight right here, Larry. Definitely Las Vegas here. Las Vegas and Turkey Town.
Yes, indeed. So if you want to find out what round we're in, you don't have to look too far to find out. Getting ready for the first bout of the night
here. That is if you're reading the card, Larry.
Well, she had a card, did she? Jerry Tesh going against Francis Phillips. The cornermen in the blue corner, Bobby Brunette out of St. Paul and Louis DeCubas. Over in the red corner, it's Roger Erickson, a professional trainer, along with Mike Monette, a pro fighter. These guys know what they're doing, and judging by how things worked in the preliminary fights, they do a fine job of knowing when these fighters are ready and when they're not and what they can do. Here we go, ready for action.
Here we go.
A lot of slugging going on. Tesh is a tough guy. He's the guy in the white. And he is landing some good right hand. He sure did.
Right hand. He's got
Phillips wobbling.
He's got Phillips covering up now.
You'll see this a lot. He's going to give him a standing 8 count. And well, he should. You see the eyes rolling and giving him some time.
Well, Phillips, as we said, did lose a split decision last night, and Tesh is fresh, so it might make a difference.
Okay, back to action. And Phillips trying to cover up and get some leather going himself. And he's doing it. And Tesh is covering up here,
I think Tesh is being smart, though. I think he's letting Phillips punch himself out a little bit.
And he knows that if he's going to go into the finals, he's got to fight 3 times tonight.
Definitely.
So why wear yourself out here? He's got him shook again. Phillips is a little bit wobbly.
I think we're going to see a second round, though, maybe. Now we're getting into a little brawling and wrestling here.
You will also see some slipping, and you'll see some falling. And as Jesse is so aware from time to time happens in his sport, you tend to see people go through the ropes. You will not see Francis Phillips go through the ropes. They're calling it quits here in the first round.
I think Mr. Phillips called it himself.
And that does happen. So, our winner here in the first round, in the first bout of the night, is Jerry Tesh of McLean. Jerry Tesh, an interesting win. We'll take a look at it right here. Jerry, of course, in the white. What was happening out there, Jerry?
Just went out to see how it felt. I had a bye last night. I wasn't sure how it would be.
How difficult was it last night watching all of what went on and not being able to fight, and tonight being the first one to come in?
It was a lot worse because they don't know how I fought, and then I didn't know how it felt either. So nobody really knew how not even I didn't know how I'd do.
Okay, Jerry, at the best, you'll fight 2 more times tonight and head for those finals. Good luck later on.
Thanks a lot.
And we'll come back with more action here from Met Center right after this timeout.
Attention! Attention, Twin Cities! Collectors Art's biggest ever oil painting clearance here this Sunday. More paintings, more artists, and the bargains are better than ever before. Hundreds of gallery quality pieces exquisitely framed must be sold out at savings up to 80%. Plus over 1,000 beautiful oil paintings at $29 or less. Many for $12. Values to over $100, and you don't pay over $29. Do not miss this sale this Sunday only 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. in Bloomington at the Bloomington Marriott, in Roseville at the Holiday Inn St. Paul North, and in Anoka at the Anoka Holiday Inn.
At Sound of Music, we're celebrating the grand opening of our new Best Buy Company Superstore in Burnsville, the largest stereo TV and appliance showroom in the Twin Cities. And these sale prices are a reason for you to celebrate, too. Microwave ovens are $129, direct drive turntables $49, 19-inch color TVs $198, T120 videotape $599, cordless phones $49, 6x9 three-way speakers $6.99 each, and headphones just 99 cents. There are many more offers. Check your paper for details. Don't miss it.
Okay, back to action, and here is a man who I think is an interesting story, Ron Cathy, a guard at the St. Cloud Reformatory, who some people think has one of the better right hands. We'll talk about him a little bit later on. Let's see who his competitor is going to be. And the man he's going to fight is Richard Frickin, 23 years old, from St. Paul. He won a second-round TKO over Dan Aubin of St. Paul last night. He's a bouncer at a bar, also does some security work, and he's going to try to do some bouncing and secure his way into the semifinals if he can, Jess.
Well, a lot of the thing I heard back in the dressing room was that Cathy doesn't look like he's in shape. Ron Cathy, but a lot of people can be very, very deceptive when it comes to being in shape. Now, he told me that he has trimmed down from 300-odd pounds in the last few months. And as you said, Larry, he's known to have a big right hand.
A good right hand. We're looking at Richard Frickin right here, 23 years old. Now, that's the youngest you can be and be in this tournament. Now, the oldest is 35, and that's what Ron Cathy is, so he is the oldest one in here. When I talked to him earlier, he simply said, I'm running out of time. Or there's 24. I was out of shape. I could have done this, but I didn't. I want to give it a shot and see how I can do. His wife would not come down last night for St. Cloud because she thought it was a little bit foolish for him to be in it, but he has got all the support he needs. Now, believe it or not, after the preliminary rounds last night, Ron Cathy had to drive back to St. Cloud, had to work a shift at the reformatory today, drove back in, and so he has been a busy man, and he's a guy who you will see will be very patient, a somewhat disciplined fighter, and we may even use the word boxing when he gets in there, because he does stay in tight. He's a compact fighter, and he does get off a good right hand when he gets a chance.
Definitely, definitely. We got the young versus the old here.
Yes, indeed.
Ron's 35 and Richard's 23, so you're looking at, what, 12 years difference between these two.
And Richard is single, and Ron Cathy is very well married, has 3 kids. Told me that if he wins the $1,000, he knows exactly what he's going to do with it. He's got a trip planned for a vacation with his family. You see them introducing Frickin. Ron Cathy says, if I win it, I know exactly what I'm going to do with that money. It'll take $998 for us to fly away on vacation. If I lose, we got to drive.
Well, that would be incentive enough.
First round action. Here they go.
Ooh, good left hand by Frickin. He landed right away.
Now, you will land punches on Cathy, but you've got to watch out if you give him an opening. Frickin is now landing punches.
Definitely. Frickin looks like the advantage right now, but as you said, Cathy's patient. He's a patient fighter.
Now, he's fighting a little bit more undisciplined than he did last night, but you got a chance to see his right hand. Oh, a good left by Frickin as he lands it right to the face of Ron Cathy. These two fighters fighting in the super heavyweight division. Of course, that's 200 pounds and up. Mr. Cathy is up.
Oh, yeah. They're both pretty hefty boys. That was a big right hand.
Yeah, there's the right hand again. Good classic pose you see from Cathy, and you see a little bit more hay bender kind of throws. Another good shot by Cathy.
I think Cathy's starting to get a bit of an upper hand now. It depends if he can throw leather if this thing happens to go 3 rounds.
Also depends if he can keep those gloves up. Told me he had never put gloves on except for 2 times preparing for this fight.
Boom, that was a right hand. Now we're beginning to get a bit of brawling.
Yep.
The classical boxing is leaving a little bit.
Oh, good right hand again, and another one. This one could stop real quick. Here we go.
There's a headlock. There's a headlock.
Now, you will see from time to time that the pace slows very drastically after the first 30 to 40 seconds. A good right hand by Frickin there to the right side of Cathy's face. And Cathy is indeed slowing down as we get to the end of round one. Now here comes the telltale time. We have seen several of the boxers, after they finish a round, go to the corner, and they are just so pooped out that they can't come back and fight, and they've had to quit. I do not think you will see that from either of these fighters. Once you get past that first round and you've taken the glove in the face a few times, you know whether you can take it or not.
Right. I believe Frickin is bleeding slightly from the nose right now. They were working on his nose a bit.
The judging being done tonight by, of course, we have two referees, one in the ring and one out. One referee outside now is Mert Herrick. And, of course, Ray Webby and Tommy Brunette.
Here we go, round two.
Scoring on a 10-point must system. And it's Frickin landing early. Good right hand. Oh, another. Right. Good combination by Frickin. They're going toe-to-toe.
They're going toe-to-toe.
Oh, a good right hand. He's wobbly. Cathy is wobbly.
Cathy's knees are shaking right now. He's staying aggressive. He's staying aggressive.
Oh, there he goes. A good right hand by Richard Frickin. He's being admonished to go to a neutral corner. Cathy says, I'm okay.
There was a good right hand.
Looks as though Cathy may have a little split lip there.
Here we go.
Back to action. Frickin comes in with a left.
Oh, he's
down again.
He's down for the second time.
That is it. Bleeding at the nose.
He's bleeding hard from the nose. Bleeding hard from the nose.
Referee Leroy Benson gets the mouth guard out. He's going to keep him down. They're not going to take a chance with him. Well, I guess they'll have to drive away on vacation as Ron Cathy loses a second-round knockout. The winner, Richard Frickin, and he'll be going on now to the semifinal round coming up later on tonight. A tough bout with Ron Cathy, wasn't it, Richard?
It was all right. I'm ready for another one, though.
What did you get him with on the first knockdown, and then talk about the knockout? Here's the knockout here. What'd you get him with?
It was a right and then a left jab that put him down.
Did he hurt you at all?
No.
Are you ready to go on some more tonight?
Ready right now.
Well, good luck later on. You got at least 2 more to go if you get to the finals, so good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Richard Frickin with us. We'll be back with more here from Met Center after we take this time out.
This is a test. For the next 60 seconds, this station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcast system. This is only a test. This is a test of the emergency broadcast system. The broadcasters of your area, in voluntary cooperation with federal, state, and local authorities, have developed this system to keep you informed in the event of an emergency. If this had been an actual emergency, the attention signal you just heard would have been followed by official information, news, or instructions. This station serves the metropolitan Minnesota operational area. This concludes this test of the emergency broadcast system.
Back here at Met Center, ready for the third bout of the night. So far, some pretty good bouts, Jess.
Definitely. I'm having a good time, Larry, watching this.
And they're calling him down. Our first fighter here in this heavyweight division, Brian McLean out of Brooklyn Center. 25 years old, married, has a kid. They call him Fritz McLean.
Yeah, Brian, I was talking to Brian earlier in the dressing room, and he told me that he had a little run-in with a pro wrestler by the name of Ray Stevens.
Oh, you got to be tough to do that. Let's see who he's going to fight here tonight. This is Mark Geddes. It is not Mark Geddes. It is Bill Weiss. Bill Weiss, a winner by a knockout last night. The first knockout of the night that we had. 22 seconds into the first round. He said he has never picked up a glove before, has never fought, but he knocked out Bruce Lindelof last night, and the lights went out real quickly. That's Bill Weiss there. They call him Bad Bill Weiss here.
This should be a good fight. You got Brian McLean, 25 years of age, Bill Weiss, 23.
I'll tell you something about McLean. You see him right there. He got into a bout last night with Steve Peterson of Minneapolis. It went 3 rounds before he won the TKO, and there was leather flying everywhere. He said he hit Peterson in the head a couple of times, and he thought his head was cement. He would not go down. It's a tough, tough bout. We'll see if he can rebound tonight and still have the stuff he had last night. And you're looking right there at Bill Weiss. Boy, he was impressive last night.
He was. Quick knockdown. I believe the quickest knockout of the night last night. Round 1 coming up. This ought to be a good fight.
Two guys who know how to fight, and two guys who are in very good shape.
McLean 6'1", 190 pounds. Weiss 6'3", 195. So not a real big difference between the two of them.
Now, Weiss told me that he was very surprised he won as quickly as he did last night. He said the punch was there, so I threw a couple of them, and the fight was over.
And McLean's one of the few guys that takes his shirt off that can be in shape and look like it.
Boy, Weiss coming out after him, landed a quick left right in the middle of the round, and now is just trying to pound away.
McLean's trying to cover up. Ooh, a good right hand, though. He's covering up. He scored with a good right.
Good left lead there by Weiss, and he is pummeling away right over our vantage point here. McLean goes after him now. Oh, good right hand.
Now Weiss is covering up a bit. Now they're both getting a little tentative of each other.
They sure are.
They've landed on each other, and
you see the time remaining there in round 1. This one could go 3 rounds as well. We haven't had one go 3 rounds yet. Weiss now doing the punching, and
McLean's doing a good job covering up, though, and that's one of the keys here. If you can get your opponent to punch himself out.
Weiss doing the punching. It looks like that may be McLean's strategy. Let Weiss do some punching, get yourself through the first round, and see if you can tire out your opponent. He snuck that left hand in on him, though, that time.
That was a wild right hand.
Yeah.
Got nothing but air on that.
Time running down here in round 1 of this heavyweight bout.
Both guys, I think, got a little respect for each other right now. Neither of them wants to come in and mix it up too bad.
Oh, a good right hand.
That was a good right hand.
Good right hand by McLean, and Weiss says, whoa, that is enough. Now, a lot of these guys have never been punched in the face before, and it's something I try to avoid as often as possible. And when they finally do get that leather and it lands on the nose, all of a sudden, all the dreams and all the dares that you got in a bar that said get in a tough man contest become very less than important. They're going to stop this one. Brian McLean, our winner here in this heavyweight bout. He'll go on to the semifinals. And Brian McLean, we're going to take a look at that knockout, the good punch. What was it?
Well, it was overhand right. There it was right there.
What did you think when he stopped?
Well, he was going wild. I just wanted to calm down. It's waiting for him to wear out, you know. I knew he was going to be dropping that hand sooner or later. He was throwing too many punches. He just couldn't hang on.
Was that part of your strategy, Brian, to cover up, let him punch himself out?
Yeah, that's what most of these guys are doing, you know. So I just hung on. I just threw the punch, and I knew I'd take him out.
Well, the strategy worked, and you go on to the semifinals now. Good luck later on.
Thank you.
We'll be coming back to Met Center with more tough man boxing action right after we take this time out.
Attention Twin Cities. Collectors Art's biggest ever oil painting clearance here this Sunday. More paintings, more artists, and the bargains are better than ever before. Hundreds of gallery quality pieces exquisitely framed must be sold out at savings up to 80%. Plus over 1,000 beautiful oil paintings at $29 or less. Many for $12. Values to over $100, and you don't pay over $29. Do not miss this sale this Sunday only 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. In Bloomington at the Bloomington Marriott, in Roseville at the Holiday Inn St. Paul North, and in Anoka at the Anoka Holiday Inn.
I'm Bob Stafford, a Mako Auto Body Center owner. With inflation running wild, why spend $8,000 or $10,000 on a new car when for a few $100s you can add life and beauty to your present car? Now, during Mako's chain-wide winter sale, we'll change your car from this drab, dull look to this great new look with our supreme paint job, the very best Mako offers, and at half its regular price. That's right, half price if you act now.
The Mako Supreme Paint Job, regularly $359.95 for only $180.
Mako's 6 Twin City locations. Offer ends December 16th, '83.
Okay, ready for more action here, and we are looking at super heavyweight time now, and this is going to be an interesting bout, Jesse. This is Dale Hollingshead of Minneapolis, 23 years old, 248 pounds. He won a first-round TKO last night over Gerald Beasley of St. Paul, and this is a guy who can throw some punches. Let's see who he's going to fight. Kevin Wachholz, you see him. The young man who was with the Dallas Cowboys up until the strike last year. 25 years old, out of Minneapolis, 6'5", 271 pounds. Looks like somebody we might see in your profession, Jess.
Well, I'll tell you, he's 6'5", Larry, but I really don't believe he's 271 because I'm weighing 270 right now. And he might be, but I'd estimate it at about 255.
All right, you see Hollingshead there. As we said, he won a first-round TKO. He's single, working in the Minneapolis area, 248 pounds on his 6-foot frame. Now, Wachholz won a second-round TKO over A.J. Williams last night, and this was the fight of the night, the last one that they had. Two fighters did not like each other, did not care for each other's style. They had to hold them back before they ran into the middle of the ring and started throwing punches left and right and over the top and under and everything else. Wachholz won the bout when Williams could not answer the bell for the second round. But, boy, what a fight that was. Let's see what happens in this one. Oh, Wachholz did a little staring down last night, too, a little showbiz out there. Here he comes again. Here he comes again.
Playing to the crowd a little bit, getting the crowd involved in it.
Also, from talking with the cornermen, we found out that Wachholz really gets uptight before a bout. Tends to really get tense. They couldn't get him to calm down. That may work against him. You never know. Okay, just moments away from the start of this super heavyweight bout. As we told you, you can't be under 200 pounds to get in this. You can be about as heavy as you want to be. And at this point, we've got a little over 500 pounds of fighter in the ring altogether. That's Hollingshead on your left, Wachholz on your right. And the new referee is Mert Erickson. Here they go. Oh, the headgear comes off. They got to stop that. They got to put it back on. They got to stop the clock, put it back on. It's mandatory in Tough Man. You got to have it.
Here comes the headgear back in the ring. I don't know if that was actually pulled off, punched off, or what. They were mixing it up pretty good in tight.
A couple of big guys going at it here in Tough Man action at Met Center. Pretty good arms on Hollingshead as well.
Oh, definitely.
Some muscles out there, Jess.
A lot of weight. Like you said, Larry, we got over 5.
Let's take a look at it, see what happened.
Yeah, let's see what happened.
Wachholz landed some good punches. And then what?
There was a good left right there. Let's see how that... Yeah, the headgear was pulled off. It was pulled off.
Looks like Hollingshead had a knee a little bit high there as well. Okay, back to live action. Both fighters landing, and Hollingshead is inside.
They're flailing. Hollingshead's tying him up. There's a lot of pushing going on now. It's getting a little dirty.
More like sumo wrestling.
Yeah, it's getting a little dirty now. The referee's got to step in there and keep them boxing.
Okay, Mert Herdick out of Rochester wants things checked out here. Making sure the mouth guard is in on Hollingshead. And they're getting back to action. And they tie up very quickly. Good left hand there by Wachholz. And at the same time, Hollingshead lands a couple of rights, but he may have been staggered by that last flurry.
Wachholz is flailing. He's throwing a lot of wide punches. He needs to throw them straighter. They're landing, but they're not coming in straight and hard. They're winging in.
And as he throws wide, Hollingshead is landing some punches inside.
Hollingshead's losing his teeth guard. I don't know if on purpose or not.
Well, good left hand there by Wachholz, and he's got him staggered once again.
Now he's pushing and shoving. Out. There's the teeth guard again.
Mouth guard is out, and Wachholz is landing punches left and right. A good body punch there.
Yeah, he's being a bit crafty.
Yeah,
he's doing a lot of pushing and holding and hitting.
Hollingshead is just hanging on, and I wouldn't be surprised if they get in and stop that fight very quickly. A good right hand. He's staggered. He doesn't know where he is. I can't believe the official has not gotten in to check the fighter.
Now he's looking at him. Now he's looking at him. That must be the end of it.
Well, I think it was maybe too little too late. Hollingshead was hanging on for dear life. Well, that fight's over, and we keep our record
intact. Is it over, or is it the round?
Well, let's check. Are they going to let him come out again?
I think it's the round, Larry. I think they're going to have him out again.
He is spitting blood. He's got blood running from his nose. The physician is over there checking in the other corner. You're looking at Wachholz. There's Hollingshead. He's bleeding, and I'd be surprised if he comes out.
Nose and mouth. We'll have to see if they let the fight go on.
Well, apparently we did not hear the bell, and that's what caused the stoppage of action. They're in the corner now, working on Hollingshead. Here you see it again. Look at this.
They can see Wachholz
was trying to hang on, and
landing.
As he was doing that, he was getting hit. Oh, look at that.
A big roundhouse right. Trying to set him up again. You'll see Wachholz fights a little bit. He fights a little underhanded. He does a lot of pushing and pulling the other man into his punches.
And he is physically in a condition where he can do that and get away with it.
Yeah, 6'5", 270 pounds. He's a strong kid.
And it looks as though they have indeed stopped the fight.
Yeah, they've stopped the fight. They've stopped the fight.
Hollingshead is not coming out for the second round. Kevin Wackles, our winner here in the super heavyweight division, getting ready for the semifinals coming up later tonight. Tell me a little bit about your bout. How did it go?
It went well. Way I planned it. Planned on taking him on the first round. Just going to fight him this way I planned it.
Were you surprised that he hung on as long as he did, and surprised that the fight wasn't maybe stopped a little bit sooner?
No, I took it slow in the beginning because I was going to get him the second, but it went good in the first, so I went ahead and got him in the first.
All right, you get ready to go on to the semifinals now, and what do you look for? The finals, right? There's only 2 of you left. Yes, what do you look for? You go against Frickin. He's a tough one.
Yep. Be a good fight.
All right.
Best man win.
Kevin, catch your breath. We'll come back with more tough man action here at Met Center in Bloomington as soon as Kevin gets out of the way. And we'll do that right after we take this time out.
Two more.
Don't all these tortilla chips make nachos?
Tostitos brand tortilla chips. But customers say one tastes best by themselves. Tostitos, delicious. Right out of the bag, they say.
Incredibly thin, crisp, and mild.
Customer's always right.
If you haven't tried Tostitos, you're missing an irresistibly delicious snack. Tostitos, America's best tasting tortilla chips.
What about all these other chips? What other chips?
Friends, when you talk about buying a new or used recreational vehicle at Viking Chevrolet, well, now's the time. Look at this unit right here. 1972 Pace L 20-foot Class A. Oh, look at that. $7,900. $88. How about this unit? Brand new 1983 Titan 30-footer Class A dual air generator. Oh, $28,988. Of course it is. Viking Chevrolet. Let's pick a phone. Let's give us a call, or we'll see you here.
Here we go.
Back here at Met Center, what do you think so far, Jess?
Well, we're seeing a lot of leather fly. Like I said, Larry, not a lot of classical boxing, but they are throwing some hard punches.
Okay, getting ready for another heavyweight bout, and the first contestant in this bout is going to be Mark Gertis of Richfield, Minnesota, 27 years old. He won in the second round a TKO over Randy Meyer in the first round, and he may do a little showboating for us. We'll keep an eye on him. Who's he going to fight?
Dave Erickson from Bad Nays Heights, Minnesota, age 27, 6 feet, 195, married with 2 kids, and works for the FMC Corporation.
There you see him. He's a tough guy. He got into the super heavyweight division at the Minneapolis show last year, ended up fighting the eventual winner, Pat Flanders, and losing that match, as is obvious. He's back. He's down in the heavyweight division, under 200 pounds. He throws some good leather, but the question is here, can he get through this fight? And if he does, can he fight a man and be successful against a man named Lester Bobick, who was awfully impressive in the first round? You look at Erickson right there. Out of Vasnes Heights, as Jesse said, married, has a couple of kids. He's out here to prove what he can do.
All right, here we go. Ball number 5. Seconds down.
All right, they're keeping us in suspense here. The drama just about to unfold at center ring.
Gertis without the shirt, Erickson with the shirt.
There they go. Oh, trying to come in with a right quickly is Gertis, and he catches a left in the corner from Dave Erickson. Erickson, another
good left hand. Good left hand.
Now, Erickson last night left himself open to a good left hand from time to time, but he is continually landing good left hands here. And another good one. Gertis is not accepting.
A little bit more boxing in this one, Larry.
Yes, indeed.
Erickson looks like he looks like he's been in the ring before.
Gertis comes in. Oh, left hand.